Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer. Today we're going to do about a 20-minute, hopefully really relaxing yoga practice. This would be a great practice to do after a run, after a long walk, or a bike ride. It's really going to be a good deep stretch class for you. Also be perfect to do at the end of a long day, or even to start a long day. All you're going to need for practice today is a strap. If you don't have a strap, a scarf works just as well, or a tie. And then if you have really sensitive knees, you might want to have a blanket. You don't need the blanket to start. We'll just need that in the second half of the practice. So you can set your blanket to the side, but keep your strap nearby because we're going to start with the strap. Before we begin doing our physical practice, and you can go ahead and find an easy seat, just wanted to share with you a story which I think is a perfect carry over to a yoga practice. And that's about a meme, believe it or not, that I saw on Facebook a couple of weeks ago. And I got a chuckle out of the meme, and I wish there was a way to share the meme with you, so I'm sure some of you have seen it. It was a picture of two sports broadcasters getting super excited, like spilling their drinks into calling some sort of play. I'm assuming it was in a basketball game. But the text above the meme said something to the effect of quarantine has everyone super excited about the latest development, the latest things happening on their bird feeder. And I chuckled when I saw that meme because when I turned 40 last year, for some reason, I got super into birds, and I have bird feeders all over my front yard, and I derive no greater joy than just sitting on my couch and watching the birds hang out at my bird feeder. So this meme kind of hit home. But the reason why I'm sharing this meme with you before doing a yoga practice is one of my favorite meditation teachers. Her name is Tara Brach. If you wanted to get into meditation, I encourage you to find Tara on social media, and she does have a podcast where she shares her meditations, and they're absolutely lovely. But Tara on her Facebook page had shared this meme, and of course her intent was different than the meme. What she had written above was the joy of noticing, and I thought that was lovely. So things have slowed down so much, probably for most of us, that we're probably noticing a little bit more. Maybe you're like me and you've slowed down just enough that you can sit on your couch, look at the bird feeder, and take absolute joy in watching the birds. So that's my invitation for your practice today, is to delight, to absolutely revel and the joy of noticing, not just what's happening outside, but what's happening with your body, what you notice, what you observe during your yoga practice. Pay attention to any sensations that you feel. Just start to notice more. And with that, we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to actually start in a supine position. So I'm going to face the side. So you can see me better. Take your strap and we'll keep that to the side. All right, and then all you're going to do is you're going to lower down onto your back. And go ahead and keep your feet flat on the ground if you like, or if you want to extend them one at a time, that's fine. But let's begin with our eyes lightly closed and placing our hands gently on our belly. And let's begin by noticing, by taking joy and noticing the rise and the fall of our belly with our inhale and our exhale. A few deep breaths just to arrive to this spot on this day wherever you're at. The breath brings us to the present moment. We'll take 2 deep breaths together, in through our nose and out through our mouth. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You can float your eyes open and then go ahead and grab your strap or your scarf. All right, we're going to start with our right leg. So to begin, let's keep our left foot grounded. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our strap and lasso the right foot and extend it up toward the ceiling. And we want to keep a slight bend in our right leg, and we also want to keep our shoulders on the mat. All right? Now for many of us, this is the first stopping point. If, however, you really want to activate those hip flexors, then you can extend the left leg out. So notice the difference between left foot planted on the ground. Notice the difference, left leg extended. Neither one is a better pose. They're both fine. Just determine which one feels best for you on this spot. And if you want to, you can gently tug, gently pull that right leg towards you. Just a little bit more. And we'll have 5 deep breaths here as we extend the right leg toward the ceiling, stretching out the back of the right leg. If you find that if you've got your leg extended and you want to mid-pose, place the left foot on the ground, that's totally fine. It's your yoga practice. And then from here, we're going to take both straps into our left hand, place our right hand down on the side, and then gently take the right leg maybe about a third of the way over our left leg. So what you're going to feel is a stretch here in your IT band and your right hip. So notice that I'm not going all the way over. That's a totally different stretch. We're just going a little bit over, all right? Couple of deep breaths here. Getting into all of the nooks and crannies of the back side of our leg. And then slowly return that leg to center. Both straps into your right hand, left hand to the side, and then gently open the right leg out, all right? Now if you wanted to, you can lower it all the way onto the ground. You can stack your leg on top of pillows. Again, this is your practice, your body. Do what feels good to you. All we're doing is opening out the right hip. And remember to breathe. So I think sometimes in these static postures, we forget to breathe. And the minute you forget to breathe, you forgot to do the yoga. Extend that leg back to center. Release the strap. Place the right leg down to meet the left. Extend both legs out. And notice. If you're like me, your right leg, after doing those series of stretches, might feel a little longer actually. So lengthening out through the back side of the right leg. Just notice. And we'll do the same thing on the left. So again, you can start with the right foot on the ground. Take your strap, extend the left foot toward the ceiling. Light bend, so small micro bend in that left knee. Start here, and then if you want, you can extend out the right leg. What feels best for you wherever you're at. right now. Notice if this side, is it a little trickier for you? You always have one dominant side. For me, oddly enough, it's my left side that's more dominant, even though I'm right-handed. And then from here, we'll take both hands, or both straps into our right hand. Gently pull a little bit over the right leg, not all the way across, just a little bit. Really feel that IT band and your left hip. Extend it back to center. Both hands in the or both straps in the left hand. Open out that left hip. Again, don't force the pose. Make it as effortless as you can. Return your leg back to center. Release the strap. Release your left leg to meet the right. And have both legs extended if you don't already. And notice. From here, we'll go ahead and make our way to hands and knees. So however you want to get there, you can set your strap to the side. And this is where, if you do have sensitive knees, you can use your blanket. Again, we will be on our knees for a little bit of time. We'll start with a couple rounds of cat-cow. So knees on the blanket, hip distance apart, hands shoulder distance apart. Hands stacked underneath the shoulders, knees stacked underneath the hips. And we'll inhale up to cow. Exhale, rounding the back, finding your cat pose. Just a couple rounds of cat-cow here. Inhale, dropping the belly, arching the back. Exhale, rounding the back. One more. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. From here, we're just going to step into a low lunge. So we're going to keep our left leg wherever it's at. And you can grab, do whatever you got to do to take that right foot and bring it up to the front of your mat. Now, when we do low lunges, when you do any of these lunges, you want to make sure again that your knee is stacked above the ankle. So joints are always stacked. You don't want to extend it past the ankle. That will hurt your knee in the long run. So all you're going to do is place that right foot to the front of the mat and then rise up. Oh, my head's cut off. Oh well. Shrug those shoulders up. Do a couple shoulder rolls there, opening out the chest. And then if it's comfortable, extend those arms out, maybe into cactus arms, maybe into prayer. Experiment with whatever works best for you. And we'll hold for a couple of breaths here. Go ahead and drop the left hand to where the left foot would be and open out to the right. Right arm comes up. Side twist to the right. Inhale back up. Do whatever you did with your hands on the first time. And then exhale, release, step the right foot back to meet the left. Just do one round of cat-cow here, moving with your breath. And we'll repeat on the left side. So the left foot comes up to the front, and then we'll send our body up. Excellent. Arms out. Again, you can experiment. For symmetry, you can do whatever it is you did on the first side. Breathing in, you might feel a stretch in your right hip. Exhale, plant the right hand down, left arm up, twist open to the left. Excellent. Return to center, back to your starting point. Release your hands. Place your left foot back. One round of cat-cow. Excellent. Bring that right foot back to the front of the mat. Inhale up. Find your version of a low lunge. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's the same. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to notice and delight in the different ways you can change just one pose. Place the left hand down, right arm up. Same twist as before. Excellent. Return back to center. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to take this right leg and we're going to keep the left leg where it's at. We're going to extend the right leg out so it's flat. So right leg is in line with our left hip. Inhale, our arms up. Look up. Right hand down. Just side stretch a little bit over to the right. You'll have a nice stretch here in your right leg. Nice side stretch in your left side. Excellent. Release the leg, place the foot down, find another cat-cow. Same thing on the other side. So left leg comes to the front. Inhale up, find your version of a low lunge again. Be curious with the posture. Couple breaths here. Release your hand down to the front. Open up to the left side. Rise up. And then we're going to do the same thing. So right leg stays the same. Extend the left leg out. So left leg is extended out, just an extension, and the left foot is planted. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, release the left hand. Side stretch over the left side body. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release. Place your hands down and find your last cat-cow here. Inhale up. Exhale, release. And if it's comfortable for you and your body today, you can find your own child's pose. You can have your knees together. You're going to have your knees open wide, big toes touching. And all you're going to do is sink the hips, head to the mat, heart to the mat, and breathe here. You can extend your arms forward or down by your side. And wherever you're at, slowly rise up. In whatever way is comfortable for you, let's make our way back onto our back, the same spot where we started. You can set your blanket to the side. You can even roll it up if you want it for Shavasana. Extend your body out on your mat. We'll start out with our arms in a T position. Let me walk your feet in just a little bit towards your hips here. Pick your hips up, shift them a little bit over to the left, and then exhale, release your knees down to the right. You can stay here or extend your gaze over your left shoulder. Keeping your shoulders grounded on your mat. Inhale, gaze back to center. Legs extend back to center. Maybe bring those hips back to center. And then pick your hips up, shift them a little bit over to the right. Knees drop over to the left. Gaze can stay at the center or extend over your right shoulder. Again, soften the gaze. Shoulders are grounded on your mat. Return your gaze back to center, knees back to center, and extend your legs one at a time out for Shavasana. Whatever Shavasana works best for you. Don't be afraid to take up space. I recommend Shavasana for 5 to 7 minutes. And while you relax in Shavasana, I invite you to recall the invitation for your practice, the joy of noticing, the birds at the bird feeder, the joy of noticing your body, and how wonderful and strong it is, the joy of noticing your breath, the joy of noticing the power of a posture to make you feel more relaxed. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you start to notice much more. The deepest part of me honors the deepest part in each of you. Namaste. Thank you. And if you heard the scratching at the doors, that's my dogs. I trapped them so I could film the practice. Take care.